with comedian Dave Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So back to Jits today. I don't know what's going on with my voice. I had a little bit of a sore throat last night, but it sounds croaky and deep. Anyway, back to Jits today. It's been a while. It's my first training back as a two-striper because I took a little bit of fucking time off after I did that fucking grading because my knees have been fucking tender. Even still today. I can't remember when I did my grading. Maybe it was like 2.5 weeks ago. I also spent a week in Queensland. But it's a good fucking while since I did that grading, and my knees still feel like they've got bone bruising, especially my left one. I was stretching today. I did some early stretches before I left because that's where I'm at now. I'm at stretch before you even go to the training and stretch. Because you stretch at the training as well. I need to warm up stretch. That's where I'm fucking at. I was going to go last Thursday, was it? But I was walking around and I was almost limping. It's just from some 10-meter sprints. Just a few little fucking sprints. So I was down at Jits and I was a little bit paranoid. I'm like, my fucking legs feel so stiff. I don't want to get fucking injured. So I was like, I'm not going to go fucking hard today. I'm just going to take it easy. It's been a couple of weeks. And then you just get thrown into the wrestling and you're like, fuck it. Fuck my legs. Let's hammer this cunt. I got fucking thrown in with a white belt, like it was his second day or something like that. And if you're a two-striper like me, a white belt, please, on his second day, you're just licking your lips. You're like, fucking, I can do anything to this cunt. The other thing was, I think he had cerebral palsy as well. He had something going on because his hand, he had like the cerebral palsy hand, and he was like shaking like it was cold a little bit. I didn't want to ask him. I'm like, what the fuck's going on with you, cunt? I also didn't want to crush him either, so I rolled with that guy. Just sharpened up the tools, you know. A scissor sweep here, a fucking arm bar there. You know what it's like being a two-striper now. I haven't even fucking put the second stripe on my belt either, which is crazy. People think I'm a one-striper. I feel sorry for them. They're like, this cunt's only a one-striper, but really, I'm like undercover boss. I'm a fucking two-striper. I know the basic circuit and side control, so I'm just rolling with this guy. Every time I put him in a submission or I did something to him, it looked like he was in severe pain. I don't know what was... I was going gentle as well. I wasn't fucking him up. But he just looked like he was in constant pain. It's like the shivering. He wasn't actually cold. He was shaking because he was overcoming the pain. He looked fucked. I don't know what was going on there. But I put him in an arm bar. I think it was his cerebral palsy arm. And with an arm bar, you got to stretch it out. I didn't even stretch it out. I didn't even put it on properly. I just put it in place slowly. I didn't arch my hips or anything. I just straightened it out. I knew I could have got it if I wanted to. He taps, and then it took him like a minute and a half to recover. I think I straightened out his palsy arm. It was shaking. He said he was all right, though. He was like, just give me a minute. It wasn't like he was in pain. It was like he just needed to wait for his arm to stop shaking or something. It was weird, but he was a nice guy anyway. He enjoyed it. It's very fucking enjoyable, jiu-jitsu. Get down there and do it. And then the second roll, I'm up against this younger dude. I think he must have been like early 20s. Possibly like 18. 4-stripe white belt. Usually 4-stripe white belts look at me the same way I looked at palsy arm. They're just licking their lips. And usually I don't have that much trouble with 4-stripe white belts. I mean, they're not super easy, but I don't get caught that often with them. And this kid was a fair bit younger than me and a fair bit smaller than me. So we start. So he's on his back. I'm in his guard. And we start in this move that we were doing. And I was like, I'm just going to fucking throw this kid around a little bit. Or maybe fucking get on top, choke him. I might do an arm bar. And then we fucking started. And within the first fucking 20 seconds, the cunt had me in a triangle. Fucking squashing my head down into his balls. I'm like, fuck, he's got me here, the little cunt. I'm like, I can't fucking tap now. We're 20 fucking seconds in. So I tried to fight my fucking way out of it, and every time I moved, the cunt got it tighter. It just got tighter and tighter until I was just sitting there and just contemplating whether I should go out, like just go unconscious. I let him squeeze it pretty hard, and the lights were on their way to shutting out. They probably wouldn't have shut out. I don't think. I think I could have kept on fucking fighting, but I just fucking tapped. I'm like, fuck this. I'm getting this cunt on the next run. So we reset, and he fucking tries to pull the same move again. Please, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you're not going to fool me twice, as the fucking great man George W. said. Remember when George W. was like the fucking devil? Like, he was the most hated man on earth for a long time. Now he's like a cute little fucking old man. Everyone's like, oh, George W. Look at his paintings. Fuck that cunt. Don't worry, Obama was a piece of shit in the end as well. Then Trump, and then Biden, and then Trump again. Anyway, the cunt's trying to put me in a fucking triangle again. I fucking weasel out of it. He tries to get me into another choke. I'm like, this cunt knows. He knew all the moves. He knew fucking all the moves. I don't know all the moves, so he's doing some shit. And I'm like, fucking, what's this cunt trying to do? And I don't catch it to the last second. I'm like, oh, he's trying to fucking strangle me here. So then I've got to try and get out of it real late. If I knew what was going on, I could have defended it early, but I don't know what's going on. So I catch everything late, and then I've got to fucking get out of it late. And then I'm like, fuck this. And I ended up passing his guard, getting on top of him, wrenching his arms up and just fucking trying to suffocate the cunt. Then the bell went and we had to swap over. So I was on my back and he was in my guard. We start again. Within the first 10 seconds, 20 seconds, the cunt's got me in a leg lock. I've never even learned any leg locks. I don't know what's going on with the leg locks at all. But he's got my ankle. I'm like, oh, fuck. Not again. I don't really know how to defend it, so I'm just twisting around, and I twist into it tighter, and then the cunt's like gripping it, wrenching it, and fucking I have to tap. Otherwise, he was going to break my leg. Then I'm like, fuck this cunt. This 18-year-old, possibly 17-year-old cunt. So we reset, and he tries to do the same thing again. This cunt thinks he's fucking dealing with just your average 2-stripe white belt. You're not dealing with your average 2-striper, mate. You're dealing with fucking the Boyle. So I'm like, fuck that. I'm not doing that again. I sit up. He fucking grabs hold of me. He tries to DAS choke me, I think it is, or some other fucking choke. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I catch it late, as usual. I'm like, all right, I've got to get the fuck out of this. So I wrench his arms open, get him off balance, and then there's a scramble, and I end up on his back. He twists around. I end up fucking on top of him. Arms wrenched up again. He's got me in half guard. And I'm just slowly maneuvering. I want his arms up over his head. My fucking knees jammed in there. And then I'm just going to fucking, I don't know, put my fucking belly directly over his breathing holes. And just suffocate the cunt. And I was in the process of doing that. And then the fucking bell went. So this cunt submitted me twice. And twice I was in a position of control but couldn't finish it. And I tell you what, I haven't stopped thinking about it. I've fucking got home and I'm like, that cunt fucking submitted me. It's annoyed me. I'm like, that's what happens when you take 2.5 weeks off. You're fucking sloppy. I wouldn't have got caught in that first triangle if I fucking hadn't taken that time off. Anyway, I'm back at it. It feels so good. As soon as you're fucking done, the next like hour, 2 hours is just fucking, you're just high. Feels good. It feels good even now. This is like 4 or 5 hours after I've done it. I'll be back on Thursday. I'm not going to go tomorrow. I'm going to go to the gym and fucking work on some knee strength. Anyway, that'll do for today. The newsletter's out. Go check out the newsletter. Subscribe to the newsletter. It has all things Boyle in there. If you enjoyed the newsletter, share it around, share around the podcast, and I'll see you the fuck later.